Good morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Cue, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Tribune Now on YouTube, and at Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines, Senator Erwin Tulfo warned that the proposed 33 billion peso farm-to-market road budget for 2026 lacks clear safeguards and could repeat past problems seen in flood control projects. Senator Risa Hontiveros condemned China's continued aggression in the West Philippine Sea after 3 Filipino fishermen were injured near Sabrina Escoda Shoal. Senate President Pro Tempore Panfilo Ping Lacson vowed the Senate will fight to keep the 2026 national budget pork-free, warning against corruption and last-minute insertions during bicameral talks. A PCIJ analyst showed that the House Speaker Faustino Boji D. III's district is set to get the biggest DPWH budget under increased budget under the House version of the 2026 national budget, despite moves to curb insertions. A father and son killed 15 at Bondi Beach, Australia during a Jewish celebration. Analysts expect the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to deliver another rate cut in 2026 due to slower growth and contained inflation. Content creator Ninong Rai cooks up a Noche Buenang may dignidad. Professional wrestler John Cena taps out after 23 years. Today is the 15th of December, Monday, and I'm Eliana Lacap bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. The northeast monsoon affects Luzon, while the easterlies influence the rest of the country. Bicol region, Caraga, Davao region, northern and eastern Samar, and southern Leyte will have cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms, with possible flash floods or landslides for moderate to heavy rains. Apayao, Kalinga, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, Nueva Vizcaya, Aurora, and Quezon will see cloudy skies with rains and similar flood or landslide risks. Batanes and the rest of the Cordilleras would have cloudy skies and light rains. Mimaropa, the rest of Visayas and Mindanao can expect isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, while here in Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon remain partly cloudy to cloudy with isolated light rains. Residents are advised to stay alert and follow local advisories. Now for our traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Balintawak Cloverleaf southbound, Bukawe Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. Approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, motorists may encounter an approximate 200-meter vehicle queue. All other areas of NLEX, Asatex, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are experiencing light traffic. Motorists are advised to stay alert and follow traffic advisories for a safe and smooth trip. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. Senator Erwin Tulfo raised red flags over the proposed 33 billion peso farm-to-market road budget for 2026, warning it lacks clear safeguards and could repeat past flood control issues. The amount is a 17 billion peso increase from the original 16 billion pesos in the National Expenditure Program. Senator Pia Cayetano said the budget could climb to 43 billion pesos if unreleased 2025 funds are added, noting the lack of a complete master plan. House Appropriations Chair Mika Swan Singh said the plan exists but is still expanding. Senator Lauren Legarda urged needs-based, not political implementation, as Tulfo called for strict oversight and transparency. Senator Risa Hontiveros condemned China's latest aggression in the West Philippine Sea after 3 Filipino fishermen were injured near Sabina or Escoda Shoal, reportedly by Chinese Coast Guard water cannons. Hontiveros urged the government to fast-track defense pacts with allies, with more Coast Guard escorts and adequate funding to protect fishermen, Other lawmakers warned that repeated injuries to Navy, Coast Guard, and civilian personnel expose weak maritime defenses. They called the incident illegal, a violation of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone and international law, and pressed for stronger Coast Guard capabilities and global accountability. Senate President pro tempore Panfilo Ping Lacson vowed the Senate will fight all the way to keep the 2026 national budget free from pork barrel insertions amid ongoing bicameral talks. Lacson said compromise with the House must not come at the cost of integrity, especially in infrastructure spending. To block last-minute insertions, the Senate plans to ratify the final enrolled budget bill, not just the BICAM report. Lawmakers also removed allocables, scrapped the CPAG program over duplication issues, trimmed unprogrammed funds, and pushed for a full live streaming of the budget process to boost transparency and accountability. The Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism reports that House Speaker Faustino Boji D. III's district in Isabela will get the largest DPWH budget increase under the House 2026 budget, rising from 1.1 billion peso to 3.78 billion pesos. Similar large boosts were seen in the districts of Swansing Sisters and others. Critics, including Senator Panfilo Lacson, warned that restoring cut DPWH items could reopen the door to unplanned insertions, while officials say deliberations were public and meant to reflect updated project costs. Now, a father and son team opened fire at Sydney's Bondi Beach during a Hanukkah celebration, killing 15, including a 10-year-old girl, and injuring 42, in what authorities have called an anti-Semitic terrorist attack. The 50-year-old father, who owns 6 licensed firearms, and his critically injured 24-year-old son targeted the festival, attended by over 1,000 people. Police launched property raids, increased patrol in Jewish areas, and declared the incident a terrorist attack. Global leaders condemned the killings, while survivors recounted frantic escapes and acts of courage and amid the chaos. Analysts expect the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to cut rates again in 2026 amid slower economic growth and contained inflation. BMI Country Risk projects a limited 50 basis point cut, citing inflation just below the target and a brief easing window. City Research sees 2.5% inflation next year, lower than BSP's 3.2% forecast, supporting a possible 25 basis point cut in February. Borrowing costs have already dropped to 200 basis points since August of 2024. Policy decisions will focus on slow growth, stable inflation, and infrastructure-related corruption risks early next year. Now, food content creator Ninong Rai shared his annual Noche Buena menu on the 13th of December, showing that festive 8-dish Christmas feast can be prepared for only 1,500 pesos. His menu includes roasted chicken hamonado, fish lumpia, laing, tilapia escabeche, beef misono, baked macaroni, and desserts like buko pie and palitaw. Starting 4 years ago with 1,000 budget, he aims to create a Noche Buena with dignity that the whole family can share. Ninong Rai also highlighted that the DTI price guidelines are not always followed and shared tips on cooking, order, and family traditions. Now, John Cena has ended his 23rd year at the WWE by tapping out to Gunther in his final match at Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C. The 48-year-old 70-time world champion used his farewell to elevate the rising star, honoring the wrestling tradition. Since debuting in 2002, Cena became one of WWE's most decorated performers, holding Grand Slam and Triple Crown titles, 2 Royal Rumbles, a Money in the Bank contract, and 5 United States championships. His final match was bittersweet, symbolically breaking the iconic "Never Give Up" mantra. Now, a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for reflection and emotional awareness, Leo. Waves of feeling may be stronger than usual, but this depth holds valuable insight. In your personal and professional life, listen to your emotions rather than brushing them aside. Notice what makes you uneasy and what keeps resurfacing in your thoughts. These are signals that guide you to pause, reflect, and realign. You don't need to act on every feeling, but acknowledging them will help release what's stuck. By evening, emotional clarity and lightness are likely as you honor your feelings without judgment. Now, Katribo, did you know that on this day, December 15th of 1875, Emilio Jacinto, known as the Brains of the Katipunan, was born in Tondo, Manila? Jacinto, a brilliant young intellectual, became the moral compass and chief strategist of the Philippine Revolution. He authored the Kartilya ng Katipunan, a revolutionary primer emphasizing equality, justice, and dignity, and edited Kalayaan, the movement's newspaper, that expanded the Katipunan from 300 to 30,000 members. At just 19, he joined Andres Bonifacio in leading the uprising against the Spanish colonial rule. Though he died of malaria at age 23, Jacinto's writings and courage left an enduring legacy, shaping Filipino nationalism and fight for freedom. Now, today's viral story is a Facebook reel where resourcefulness shines, racking up thousands of views and likes. In the video, the user places a POV text that reads, "Tinago mo yung lighter para di kayo uminom pero ginawa ng paraan," as lighting the gin is believed to remove some of the harshness of it. So she cleverly uses the open flame of a stove instead, showing that when there's a will, there's a way. And that's all for now, mga katribo. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.